Victor here, how you doing? RestoringMercedes.com. This is another video for Anthony. It's a quick one. So Anthony, so the trunk is back together. I put it back together, and I did put a couple of zip ties on the reservoir for the hydraulic pump for the roof. So see if that holds on, because it's I don't want to melt it, just in case, just for now, just let it be. Now I was lubricating your seals here with that Crotox thing, the one that you brought, and I noticed something in the headliner. So let me show you the headliner first. So obviously you saw her headliner many times, but when I was working on it, and I was like, I see this puddle, I see all of this area, that's hydraulic oil, and all of that is all hydraulic fluid. So, and I figured, okay, I have to check the cylinder to see if it's leaking or not. That's air conditioner, by the way. So I took it off, and it's all dry, but what it basically tells me, all these things, as you can see, there are signs of repair here, and this is all a little kind of not damp, but just a film of oil, but that's because the cylinder was replaced. Okay, and how I know is by looking at production date. So if we look closely here, we'll see numbers right here. It says 1909-13, means 9 month, 19 day, 2013. So this cylinder was produced in 2013, and obviously this car is 2004, so this is a replacement piece. So I'm gonna put it back together. There is some resemblance of hydraulic fluid here and there. I guess that's a good news, that the cylinder was replaced. The bad news is that this hole is still kind of has resemblance of hydraulic fluid, but hydraulic fluid is such a thing. It's like once it gets onto something, it's just, there's no way of getting rid of it. It's pretty ridiculous. So, and the headliner also is missing its cover, as you can see. This is the color it should have been, this gray color, and this is the bare headliner, just the base, because as you can see it starts to delaminate here because it was painted over. So they just painted over, they took off the soft material and they painted over the actual base of the headliner just to make it look black and nice. Well, obviously paint is coming off because it is soaked with hydraulic fluid still. There's no way of getting rid of it, really. I mean, it's just, you know, once it's in, it's in. It's just sits in there forever. As you can see here, well, I don't know if you can see it on my fingers, but anyway, it's there. But not a deal breaker, because I noticed over here a little moisture sort of right here. That's why I want to remove it to check, because this is hydraulic fluid, but that's from previous cylinder leak. So that's what I wanted to really just show, because this is open now, so I can show you that. The transmission mount is installed. The original one, like I told you before, it wasn't in terrible shape, but I replaced it anyway. Vibration still remains, so I kind of have a feeling that the engine mounts that were installed previously, they're not original. They're some sort of knockoffs, some Chinese brand that is, you know, the cheapest ones they found, and they put them in. They're supposed to be hydraulically filled, so there's no way of telling. The engine mounts that they're high, they're tall, so they seem to be okay, but they might not be genuine. Transmission mount, I bought a Mercedes original. This is the box from it. It's a Mercedes-Benz part, because I try not to play around with engine mounts, transmission mounts, especially on V12s. I mean, those things you have to put original. There's so much work involved. So yeah, so all the seals I put on the lubricant. Hopefully it's going to be quieter now. The roof operates just fine. This is the tree sap. There's really nothing can be done about it. And yeah, there's little grommets are missing. That's how it was. Shifter bushings, I installed new ones. Now there is no slop in the shifter. Climate control works. AC is good, very cold. Fan speed is good. And I'm right now waiting for valve cover gaskets because the oil leak is severe. So I do want to replace those because it's unbearable. Really, at some points actually you can smell it when you drive. So yeah, tightening it up didn't do. So the leaks are right all around there. It's all wet. You see it drops. That goes onto the exhaust and it's burning and it smells. So yeah, so we have to do it. And I wanted not to do it, but we have to do it. Idler pulley also installed new, just in case, because I was there. I did check for vibration, like you mentioned, the alternator replacement, and after that, when you replace the alternator, then vibration started. I removed the belt completely. I ran the car without alternator, without belt connected to it, and vibration is still present. So that makes me think that it's something to do with engine mounts. Maybe previous ones were okay, so when they were working on the alternator, they could have loosened the engine mounts and risen the engine up a bit to get alternator out to make room. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know how it was done. That's my thing. Some can't say. So that could have been a possibility why vibration is present at this point. So yeah, all of the just some oil here. Overall, it's a nice clean car. Really is. Transmission shoes perfect. I did electrical connector. I changed the fluid. I changed the filter. Put MAN company, MANN. That's what I usually use. And replace spark plugs. Spark plugs were not horrible, but they were already getting there, so I put new spark plugs in there. So right now, valve cover gaskets, and maybe I'll talk to you about these engine mounts, see what we're gonna do. I also tightened up this pipe right here, and I sprayed it around just to see if leak is still present, but it seems to be holding. It seems to be holding on. Okay, because this was all like wet. It's a little moist, but that's from residual most likely. Because if this is the whole piece, it's like it starts right here, and it goes into that junction right there, and that's solid. That's crimped, so you cannot separate just rubber portion. You have to replace the pipe all the way with the metal portion of the pipe that goes to the steering rack. That's basically what it is. So that's if it leaks still, like, then we have to do it. Oh man, I have my allergies plus lots of work, very tired, so pardon my rough kind of explanation. And right, so that's basically all for now. Just gonna get these valve cover gaskets, put the headliner back in, so we know at least that's out of question. I changed the oil for full synthetic 040, and I also added some Lucas thickener, oil conditioner. All right, so that's about all. This is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.